Hey there, my name is Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is a handwoven experience, episode 67. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about how to grow your stash. Nope, not the little hairs on your lip, your weaving yarn stash. See, I know as a beginner, it can feel completely overwhelming. You see these weavers with a million yarns on their shelves, and you think, do I need all that? Where do I get it? How much is it going to cost? It's all right, my friend. I have got you covered. So let's start right at the top. If you're just beginning, buy the yarn per the project. If you're working with an instructor in person or online or just teaching yourself, buy the yarn per the project. There's a couple of reasons for that. First of all, the project has already been tested with that yarn, and there's a greater chance of success. And that's what we want for you. We want you to use the yarn with the project and create something beautiful and amazing, which inspires you to move on to the next project and keep going, because that is the goal, for you to keep weaving. So buy yarn per your project when you're just starting out. It's a nice, safe way to do it. And in no time, you'll have this like eclectic mix of different fibers and colors, and it's a great place to start. But eventually, you'll get to the point where you're ready to design your own projects. And when that day comes, here is my recommendation. Pick one fiber. Yep, you heard me right. Just one. Pick one fiber and do a deep dive. Let me show you what I'm talking about. For me, my one fiber was a carpet warp or rug warp, which is what this guy is right here. It's an unmercerized cotton in a million colors. It's not very expensive. These were all factors that were important to me when I got to this stage. So pick one single fiber. It doesn't matter what it is, cotton, wool, silk, tencel, whatever you like. Pick one and stick with that fiber, at least for a while. Really get to know it. For me, this is the one that I have all the colors with. I am confident that I know how to use this single fiber, and that is the goal. Pick one and get to know it enough so that you know how to set your reed, you know what the patterns are going to look like, you can anticipate how the finishing work is going to go. This is really going to give you confidence to design projects in the future. And while you're getting to know your one fiber, you are also figuring out what kind of weaving fabric you want to make, because there's a lot of options, of course. So once you determine what kind of weaving you want to do, that is going to help drive your decisions for what other yarns to add to your stash. In my case, one of the things that I learned very early on is I love to work with all kinds of fibers and colors, like this example right here. Now, I used my primary yarn, my carpet warp, in the warp of the project. But then in the weft, I wanted to use all kinds of other fun textures and colors. So as I started to build out my stash, then I looked for a variety of things that would just be really interesting for me. And in my instance, the way that came about was I started to look for fun sales at my weaving store or online, or I met a woman who was downsizing and she sold me her entire weaving yarn stash. All kinds of instances like that had kind of come up and helped me to build out my collection of weaving yarns. And it'll happen for you too. Once you decide what kind of fabric that you want to make or explore, buy the yarn that goes with that. It'll make much more sense as you kind of travel on your journey of building out your stash and becoming the kind of weaver that you are going to become. So let the type of fabric that you want to make drive your decisions about what other yarns to purchase. So that is my little roadmap for you when you're looking at how to add to your collection, what to buy next when it comes to weaving yarn. So just to recap, start with just purchasing the yarn per your project. It's a great way to start and a sure thing. Next, when you're ready to design your own, do a deep dive in one single fiber. Get all the colors, kick it around, try it in all the things, and learn how it works. That's going to give you confidence and give you time to decide what you really want to explore going forward. And then once you've decided what kind of fabric you want to make, buy yarn appropriate to that. So if you decide that you like the combination of Tencel and silk, and Tencel has been the one that you've done the deep dive on, start to buy some silk to go with. You'll make beautiful scarves or drapey fabric. For me, I knew that I wanted to make fabric that had a whole variety of textures and colors, so I started to buy whatever was available, whatever I liked and caught my eye. I hope that helps. Helps you breathe easier as you're looking at growing your collection of yarns, your weaving yarn stash. If you've been enjoying a handwoven experience, please subscribe and invite a friend, because the more the merrier. All right, friends, have a fabulous week and happy weaving.